believing that you know nothing doesn't make you weak or less. It just makes you open.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes. I was reminded of what does it mean to not know? Sometimes in our lives, we feel a sense of pride for knowing something. We sometimes feel that hubris or feel that haughtiness for showing something. Or we may feel a sense of accomplishment for growing something. Like, yes, I got this knowledge. Yes, I have this wisdom. Yes, I've acquired these principles and this knowledge. And I know now. I know I have arrived. I am enlightened, right? You might have heard someone say they are enlightened. But enlightened in what way? And what does it have to say when there is something that comes up in your life that you just don't know? Would you be afraid to not know something in your life? Would you be afraid to say, I might want to think twice about this? I remember I was working for Cutco. I was selling knives at this company in Sam's Club in California. And I would go from Pasadena to different places in California. I was going to Orange County. I was going here. I was going there. And I was going to these different stores at these different Sam Clubs selling knives. If you can see it, Jerome Shaw, the knife salesman. And I would do this demonstration and, they gave me a commission on however many boxes of these stainless steel knives that I would sell. And first I started handing out samples to people, these little tiny little knives. And I would hand out these tickets telling, hey, we got free knives. We got a show coming up. You're not going to want to miss it. Free gift. I wouldn't tell them what it was yet, but I said a free gift. And I remember I handed a ticket to one lady. I said, hey, we got a free gift. She handed the ticket back to me. She said, I already got my free gift. She said, I opened up 2 gifts this morning. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. And I was about to turn away and she said, they were my eyes. I said, ooh, I like that. I said, I like that. I'm going to keep that. I got to keep that. I opened up 2 gifts this morning. They were my eyes. I said, ooh, what a surprise. They were my eyes. I said, hey, you got 2 lovely gifts there, ma'am. You keep those gifts. That's just for you, right? The gifts of creation. I felt that vibration. But I would gather people around and give them some information about these knives, and I would demonstrate it, right? I would cut through bread. I would cut through tomatoes, and I would even cut through another knife. I would slice through another knife, and I would demonstrate how sharp these knives were and why you needed these knives in your kitchen, right? But I was very new at the job, and all I was doing was memorizing a script that they had given me, and I was just using my theater acting skills, my performing arts skills, and the skills that I used on stage and in different plays when I used to pray, pastors and preachers and reverends and pimps and people from the street and all these people, right? I was just memorizing lines. So I was demonstrating these knives for these people. And one day I remember, as I was cutting through the bread and cutting through the tomatoes, there was a guy in the audience. And it was interesting because he was kind of looking at me a little weird. You ever seen somebody that kind of cocks their head at you and like, there's something off about this person. There's something different about this demonstration. What is this demonstrator doing? Does he know what he's doing? And I got to the tomatoes and I started cutting through the tomatoes, and sure enough, he told me, hey, you don't know what you're doing. I was like, no, it's all right, sir. I'm all confident. No, it's okay. It's okay. I know what I'm doing, and I'm just, folding my hand and just cutting through the tomatoes. He said, no, you don't understand. I'm a chef. I do this for a living. I cut things for a living. I'm a chef. Like, you're not cutting those tomatoes right. You're going to hurt yourself. And now, a bead of sweat is coming down the back of my neck, and I'm like, no, I don't want to lose face, right? I don't want to, be unsure. I don't want to be unconfident. I don't want to seem like I don't know what I'm doing. So I just kind of said, no, it's okay. It's all right. I got this. It's fine. And I continued the demonstration. And sure enough, the prophecy came true. And at one point, I must have been looking up, reciting one of my lines, and I sliced clean through my thumb. Like I was cutting through a tomato, and the red juice from the tomato was no longer red tomato juice. It was my blood that was squirting out of my thumb. Now, I must have been in shock because I think I just started nervous laughter. I just might have started giggling or just covering my thumb. I might have taken a paper towel and just tried to staunch. Right? I didn't immediately start hollering like a dog, right? I wasn't. That would have ruined the demonstration, but I continued through the demonstration, even with my sliced thumb, and it was sliced clean. Like a piece of it was off. And it proved that the knives were actually sharp because they could they could safely cut through human flesh, right? And wouldn't you know it, after that demo, a few more sales came through. A whole bunch of people started taking the knives, maybe out of pity. Maybe they just pitied me, who knows? But I got a lot of sales during that demonstration. And I remember I went to my Aunt Renee, where I was staying at the time. To this day, I don't know how she did it. She wrapped up my thumb in gauze. She did all sorts of stuff on my thumb. She must have done some magic voodoo sorcery on my thumb, and it healed. You would never know today that it was sliced clean through. You would never see it. You would never know. It's just like new. But I thought that it was done for, I thought I was going to have piece of a thumb for the rest of my life. But it healed back like a reptile. My body did something. It miraculously healed. But the point is, had I just admitted in that moment with that chef in the audience who saw that I didn't know what I was doing, who knew that I was going to hurt myself, and he was just giving his kind advice. If I had only thought twice, and if I had only said, you know what, you're right. I don't know what I'm doing, right? I have no idea. I could have saved myself so much pain, so much damage. That setback, I could have saved myself. So when in your life have you felt like you knew something, or felt like you were the only one who could do something, but it actually didn't pan out the way that you wanted? And how could it be wise, a sign of wisdom, for you to say, I don't know? Some of the greatest philosophers in history, the Platos, the Aristotles, the Socrates of history, they said, this one thing that I know is that I know nothing. And I feel like one of the wisest things that anyone can say is, I don't know. It allows you the space to find out. Because for someone, and you might have known this someone, who says, I know everything, right? Have you ever met someone who knows everything there is to know? You can't tell them anything. You can tell them nothing. They just know all things. What can you learn? What can you actually acquire if you feel that there's no longer a desire to learn, or you haven't given yourself space? You try to always save face, right? So embrace the not knowing. Embrace the knowledge that you have not yet received, and you can allow more growth in all the ways that you perceive. Much love, my friend. Thank you for listening once again. Thank you for glistening. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Keep that grateful, thankful spirit. And we'll see you soon. Much love.